Well, I tell you what, we are getting a lot more prior repair attempts, more so than ever now, and I think people are watching a lot of YouTube stuff and trying to do these repairs themselves without the proper tools, which is probably what I would do. And yeah, so they're damaging a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's bad. This is a HTC 1M9. This was not awful, but the connector on this thing is not very good. So luckily, the hardest part is really sourcing this connector, and I've already fixed one of these things before. So I had like 4 or 5 of these connectors, and they take forever to get. Took like, I don't know, maybe a month to get them or something like that. It took a long time. So once you have the source of the part, it's not a big deal. Then you're all good after that. So replacing this thing there's not a whole lot to it really. You just have to. I'm gonna cap on, and then I'm just gonna blow on it. I'm gonna blow on my snake breath. No, I'm kidding. I'm just gonna put a little flux on it, and then just use some really intense heat and pop this mother off. So not a whole lot to it really. Yeah, not a whole lot. I should probably flip that over. Let's flip this over. Alright, so I'm at 416 degrees Celsius with an airflow of 17. Yeah, so the dude like ripped the power flex, and like luckily I had another was it 1 M9 here. Maybe it was M8, I don't know. This might be an M8. I don't think I ever bought an M9. But anyways, I had the exact same one laying here, so I was able to just harvest that. It's like the SIM tray reader and the power flex. So that was easy. So now I just need to remove this connector, put a new one on, which I already have. And that is that. So I guess people don't realize that you have to pop this little white tab up, and they just kind of start yanking and stuff like that, and then they destroy this thing. And I think he really just wants the data off of it, so. But we're going to try to fix it all up. I mean, he sent it all disassembled and everything. It's all mangled and stuff. Kind of stupid. So 416 degrees Celsius with airflow of 17. You don't want to rip pads. That's really the biggest concern. So don't rip pads. Use a little flux. I think you could probably well, it's not really going actually, so I might have to use some low melt or something like that. Cause I don't really want to rip pads either. I'm gonna get just a little bit closer. Maybe it's like we're really close to it. I can feel it. You know, these 3 pins kind of came up, but it's not really like melted. So is that screen? No, the screen's not right there. Okay, we're good. All right, so we're kind of close, like kind of close. I think if I just turn it up like 10 degrees, let's just turn it up 10 degrees. 420. Let's do 425, 8 degrees. And we'll blow this mother. And then I guess I probably should have used a little low melt too. There you go. There you go. Look at that. So that's a world of difference right there. 425. So my 425 may not be your 425. So I mean, just depends on how your hot air station is calibrated. So I think mine is probably not calibrated as good as it should be. But who cares? Because okay, so there you go. So now it's kind of coming. You don't really want to like use force. You just kind of like want to wait for the solder to melt and then gently lift, push, nudge, but don't yank. Whatever you do, don't yank. Because then you'll get pop goes the weasel, and then you'll be running. There you go, see? Just about 10 degrees, and like I was like just probably even like another few degrees, and I'm like pretty golden. So alright. We're pretty much in business, okay. That's pretty much business right there. Alright, we're good. Alright, so we got the old connector off. Let's just get all this plastic off, and then we're gonna remove the old solder and then put some new solder on. Okay, so Q-tip, isopropyl alcohol, wash, and then let's get some flux. This board is still really hot. Flux. Let's get a little bit of 6337 Kester with some lint on it. Let's mix it all up with the lead-free solder, and then we're gonna get rid of the lead-free solder, hopefully. And then, okay, that's good. And then, what are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna use a Wickham. So get your solder wick out. In my case, use solder wick. And then this is the easiest way that I found. Try not to touch the components. Alright, we're in business. Okay, there you go. Clean old flux off. Good as new, my friend. And I find it easier to tin the pads. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's flux it. Flux this mother. And then we'll go back to 6337 again and just kind of touch it up. Just touch it right here. Plenty of flux. Alright, hold on a sec. Okay, so where was I? I think I was gonna tin everything, right? Yeah. Sorry, people keep coming in and out, even though we don't have a storefront. So just want nice and even amount. Maybe better not have any actually. That way it'll lay flat. Let me think about this. Maybe better without the tinning actually. Let me just kind of pop this on to see if it's okay or not. Because it may not sit flat if I yeah, I think it may be better if I just don't if I don't tin it actually. So I'm gonna actually remove it all. Yeah, I think it's better. Alright, this way it'll sit flat. Okay, so let's clean this old stuff off again. Yeah, let's clean it up. Put some new stuff on there. Okay, so let's flux it again, and then we'll pop the connector on. And then everybody's gonna be happy. Alright, so I got my new tips, so that's gonna be good. It's gonna allow me to get in there real tight. Alright, so it nice and tight. So you really want to make sure that you have everything aligned before you start it, because I think one time I did it and I was like off by a pin or some crap like that. Alright, so we'll tack one down, and then we'll make sure everything's aligned. And then we'll go from there, just make sure everything is good. And this is not very easy because I kind of have to do an awkward hold here. Okay, so that's pretty much in the middle. That's pretty aligned. That's good. Okay, and then let's get the other side here. Make sure there's ample space on both sides. That's not good. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, we just need to make sure there's no bridges and stuff like that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna kind of push it out just a little bit, just like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, so that's really about it. And then we just start going at it. It helps with new tips or something like that. Yeah, it definitely helps with new tips. And these pins are spaced out pretty evenly, so you don't have to really worry too much about bridging. Yeah, it's definitely better with flat pads and untinned. Otherwise, it's not going to sit right. So there you go. Nice shiny joints. Okay. This is easy. Alright. Let's clean my tip and then add some more solder, and then we'll go to town on the other one. Where is it at? I think it's here. Okay, there you go. Push down a little bit. Make sure you get a nice joint. Well, I'd like to see a nice little ball of solder at the end of it. That'll make the soldering much easier. Just like that. Fortunately. No! Whew. Okay. I'm not doing a good job here, but alright, I'm just gonna put a ton of yeah, like that. Okay. There you go. Whatever works. Whatever works, my friend. Haha. Whatever works. Okay, so I'm pretty much done right here. That's it. They all look like great joints. So I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. So I'm gonna go to 250 degrees and 59 airflow, and then I'm just gonna kind of clean this flux up a little bit without burning the connector. So I'm just gonna get my Q-tip, a lot of isopropyl alcohol. You definitely don't want to use too much heat, otherwise it's gonna burn. It's gonna melt that white thing, and you have to redo the whole thing. So VS213 is the flux I'm using. Cleans up so much easier. So you do the first pass with dirty. With the dirty Q-tip, and then the next pass you put a lot of IPA still on it, and then you clean it up again. There you go. And then I like to use the clean side and kind of wipe it down a little bit. And then it still looks kind of dirty, so I'll just do some more IPA on that clean side. and then just boom, wipe it down again. And then I'll get another clean Q-tip. This is a 3 Q-tip job here. A little more IPA. Okay. A little more IPA. IPA is gonna evaporate, so you can put as much on as you want, really, for the most part. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then I'll use my clean side and then to wipe it down one more time. Get any leftover stuff out. See how nicely that cleans up? So much better than the NC559. NC559, you won't be able to get it all off. Okay, so now before we call it a day, we have to kind of go down here and just kind of test the pins, make sure they're tight. You always want to check because you do not want these things coming back to you. So, but they look really good. Don't see any bridges or anything like that. They're all good. Definitely want to check. Yeah, they look great. I'm not really even checking all of them. This is like that. Have you guys seen that video of that guy at a stadium patting people down? And he doesn't even touch them. He just kind of like motions his hand over their bodies and says, "Oh, okay, you can come in." Okay. Anyways, it's a Friday, and I'm ready to roll out of here. But try to get this done first. Alright, so this is pretty much done. I'm going to reassemble it, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. Okay, so I reassembled this mother effer. It's still missing a few things here and there, but I think it's, yeah, so this thing is charging. The screen is working and it's charging, and I don't know if the power button works or not. That's one of the things I replaced, the flex, so, but that's not really a big deal. I hope it works. Anyway, so now it's 96%. Okay, I guess we can test it now. So let's see if this works. No. Is this even the power button? Maybe this is not the power button. Okay, this is the power button. There it goes. I think that was the volume up button that was jacked up. So there we go, HTC 1M9. I think that was the LCD connector, LCD or digitizer connector repair. And if you want to do it yourself, invest in some good tools. If you want to send it to us, then just go to the website microsoldering.com and fill out the request a quote form, and we will get you taken care of. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Till next time, thank you. So I just want to say thank you for watching this channel, and I wanted to promote our online microsoldering course. We have it hosted at udemy.com, and it's at this point it's 4 hours of video instruction. The reviews are pretty good, and we talk about everything from the basics of an iPhone logic board, and then we have a section on ZXW tools. We have a little section about how to set up your hot air rework station, your micro soldering station, and how to use diode mode. The third part is the 3 most common repairs, which is no touch, no backlight, no charge. And the fourth part is all about data recovery. So if you go through our website, it's $100, and some people say that learning online is not the best way of doing things, or you can't learn microsoldering online. I beg to differ. I don't know about you guys, but I started watching YouTube videos when I first started about 3 years ago, and that's how I learned it. And not only that, but you go to a live course. Some people like live courses, but not everybody has $3,000 to spend on a live course, right? So And then, yes, you're right. You can go to YouTube and watch all these videos, but you're not gonna. When people make these videos, they don't go from A to Z. They usually start from somewhere in the middle because they assume that you watched something earlier on, or one of their earlier videos. So this course is all-encompassing. It has everything from A to Z to help you get started in microsoldering, and we are adding stuff on a weekly, maybe monthly basis. And we're just gonna keep adding to this thing. And so if you want to get started, just I mean, you could also take a class, but you know, to get your feet wet, I think this is the best thing to do right here. And I vouch for it. Thanks for watching the video. I was also going to say, in order to buy it with a discount, $50 discount, just go to microsoldering.com, click on store, and then it's going to be the first item on here. Just click on buy at Udemy, and they'll give you the $50 off. Thanks.